Has it been long enough? Can we talk about Sabrina Carpenter's album cover? The discourse around this album cover has been intense, but I think that there's a productive conversation that can be had here if we're willing to have it. On the one hand, you had people that were arguing that it was satire, that it was progressive, that it was something that was supposed to be subversive. On the other hand, you have people that are saying, no, this is actually really problematic. This is setting the women's movement back. Why is this happening in this year? But what if there's a secret third option? A lot of the discourse happened before the actual album came out. Once the album came out, it became very clear that this is Sabrina talking about her own personal lived experiences. I am very much someone that believes that we should not censor art. And not only should we not censor art, but we should meet the art with good faith. Now, to be super duper clear, this does not mean that you have to like the piece of art that you're consuming. If we're looking at the album and the artwork that goes with it as a form of artistic self-expression, then it becomes very clear very quickly what Sabrina's saying is that in her personal experiences, in her relationships, she has felt like a dog. She's been maligned, she's been mistreated, she's been treated as being less than human to these men. So there's a certain irony that exists in people saying that this is some sort of regressive statement because Sabrina's talking about her lived experience, and so you are actively not listening to a woman who is talking about her lived experience. But on the other hand, a lot of the arguments saying that it's progressive are misunderstanding what the piece is intended to be as well. They're also not listening to this woman talk about her own lived experience. I see this often happen with any sort of online discourse where there become these two camps that exist, and the arguments happen around these two camps as opposed to actually about the thing that the issue was about in the first place. Sides are chosen, battle lines are drawn, and not only does that happen, but then you are forced into one camp or the other. There's no gray zone that exists in any of these conversations. My comment section is about to prove this. Check the comments, see how many people have not made it to the end, have decided what my argument was actually, and then have commented as if I was standing in opposition to them. And if you've made it this far and actually listened to what I had to say, put a B emoji. Let's see how many people actually listen.